What's up, everybody? Full Measures here, back with another Blu-ray review for the nerdmentality.com. This time for a release from ARTSPLOITATION Films, a movie that I was eagerly anticipating, and that is the holiday horror slasher film from director Craig Anderson, Australian filmmaker, Red Christmas. Starring everyone's favorite movie mom, Dee Wallace, from, of course, E.T., Cujo, Hills Have Eyes, more modern stuff like House of the Devil. Of course, she's in all kinds of cameos and stuff now. This is certainly a Dee Wallace vehicle. She's certainly the lead in this. She is wonderful. And yeah, like I said, this is a holiday horror film. A slash. I mean, and honestly, it is basically a very, very well done home invasion thriller that takes place on Christmas. And I absolutely loved this movie. I thought it was, as much as it went through and just ticked the boxes of its genre tropes, it executed everything so well, and everything was so much fun and entertaining and interesting that I loved it. I loved it. It is going to be definitely in my holiday rotation for Christmas. Probably in my holiday rotation for Halloween as well. It's a thoroughly good time. And while I was watching this, and I do not say this lightly, I never say this, but while I was watching this and when it was over, I felt like, wow, that is a movie that really could be a movie with a cult following in the future. This is going to be a lot of weirdos' favorite holiday film. It's definitely one of mine. So other people are going to like this too. Visually, it looks great. I mean, it all takes place in one location, essentially, one house. But they use the Christmas lighting to light all the different rooms with different like shades of colors. So there's a green room, and then a blue room, and then rooms with shades of red, and then rooms with just the Christmas lights everywhere. And I mean, it feels... It feels like Dario Argento's Suspiria mixed with like the lighting of a Christmas movie. I mean, it's obviously not as extravagant as Suspiria, or as detailed in the lighting, but it's fun to look at. It's not a boring movie for like it's not boring visually. Where a movie like this that takes place in one location definitely could be. So that's a definite plus. It also juggles so many different tones that I was thoroughly impressed, because it's in on the joke of what it is. It has plenty of humor, but it's never laugh out loud, in your face like references and funny like that. It's very subdued, which is nice. It also balances that with its very dramatic tone of the characters reacting to other characters dying. You don't, in a lot of horror movies, when people are getting knocked off, the reactions are not very realistic. People aren't really freaking out or panicking. They're like, ah, for a moment or two, and that's it. These people are just getting more and more, like, depending on the character, because each character is a little different. Depending on the character, they're getting more and more devastated as the night progresses. And then it juggles those people reacting to the death scenes very seriously with extremely violent and over-the-top and gory death scenes. And this movie, Red Christmas, had one of my favorite slasher movie death scenes in years. Since probably the original Hatchet film, spoilers for Hatchet, when he rips that bitch's face open like that, this is the best kill that I've seen since that movie. I'm not going to spoil it, but you'll know which one it is, hopefully, because it is a lot of fun. But yes, very gory, violent, over the top, and then it balances that and juggles that tone with all these like very serious things that it deals with, like family and religion and abortion. You don't get any horror movies that deal with like that really, interestingly enough, like circle around the idea of abortion. I mean, that is, I mean, abortion is at the center of this film. So if you are easily offended by that, or are not into that discussion, or, you know, this may not be one for you, because it does address that. It addresses having a child with Down syndrome. There is one of the characters in the film has Down syndrome, as does the actor, and it is all addressed in the movie. It is all part of the film, and it is all done very tastefully and very well for being in a violent, over the top horror movie. And like I said, I can't really, as far as the film itself, I can't praise it enough. The Blu-ray transfer, the Blu-ray looks great visually. And I think it's 81 minutes long, so the movie is a brisk pace. It just goes. Just jams right through the plot. And it's one of those movies, when it was over, I could have gone for another 15, 20 minutes. I was having a good time with it. Definitely having a good time with it. And then, like I said, it's coming from ARTSPLOITATION Films, so you do get some special features on it. There is a interview with Dee Wallace, actually by the director himself, which is 20 minutes long. An interview with Gerald O'Dwyer, and that is actually the character with Down syndrome in the film. So there's an interview where director Craig Anderson goes and interviews him. And then there is a blooper reel, deleted scenes, one deleted scene, a Craig Anderson mini interview, and then, of course, you got to have the director's commentary. That's included as well. So a nice little smorgasbord of special features for you to fill out your Blu-ray. Yeah, I mean, Red Christmas. It was great. It was great. I give it for a horror fan, watch it. If you're a horror fan, definitely watch it. If you're a holiday horror fan, it is a must-watch. And if you're a Blu-ray collector, I would say the Blu-ray itself is solid, especially if you have other ARTSPLOITATION movies. I know I have reviewed The Perfect Husband before, which I also thought was pretty good. I like this one a little bit more. This one's a little bit more my speed, and it hits all the notes that I'm looking for just brilliantly. So, Red Christmas, a violent holiday slasher, feels like it was plucked right out of the 80s. Definitely going to be in my horror movie and holiday movie rotation for the foreseeable years to come. And I hope other people check it out, and I really hope this movie does get the kind of cult following that I can see it having. So, Red Christmas, highly recommended. Check it out.